All right, so this is Saturday for phase 6. What we're gonna have today is we're gonna have 5 stations, and each station is gonna be a AMRAP. So the first week is gonna be a 4-minute AMRAP, and then weeks 2 through 4, so the last 3 weeks is gonna be 4.5 minutes, so a little bit longer, gives a little bit more time for coaching on the first week. And then how it's gonna work, an AMRAP at each station, 10 reps of each exercise, so it's gonna be 2 exercises per station, and then just rotating around.
All right, guys, so the thing to think about with the AMRAP stations is it's 10 reps per exercise, but you're going to get through a lot of rounds, so people always go too heavy in the beginning. A little bit lighter sometimes is better, and just moving at a nice quick pace. So this first one, ground overhead, I see people go a little heavy on this one. It's okay to go a little bit lighter. So on ground overhead, we're going to drive our hips back, touch, snap, through, punch, right? So we're coming back down, good hinge, good flat back, touch. I'm going to kind of hit my hips as they come up, punch as they come through, okay? So ground overhead. We're going to do that for 10 times. Our modification, if you can't do that, is just ground to chest, right? So here, same idea, we're trying to move those hips, but now we're taking the shoulder position out of play. So I'm going to do that for 10 times. Using probably the same weight plate, honestly, they can go a little bit heavier. I'd rather see the ground overhead lighter than the chest press if I was going to make one heavier. So on the chest press, want the elbows nice and tight, the body coming down, under control, doesn't need to be fast. 1, 2, 3, 10 of those, okay? So that's the first station with plates 10, 10. Station number 2, coming over the dumbbells. We're going to just do 1 dumbbell on this one. Probably want to go relatively high, and we're going to do 10 dumbbell side bends. So we're coming down, all the way down, up, 1. All the way down, 2. We're trying to get good extension all the way down on this one, all the way up. I'm going to double check to see my notes on this one. Do both sides, I'm going to do 10. I'm going to switch to do 10 on the other one as well, okay? Come through, switch it up. The reason I want them just to use 1 dumbbell instead of 2, we don't have to worry about grip strength that way. Also, then we can, a lot of people want the same dumbbell weight, so that way someone's not stealing both the dumbbells. So you're going to do 10 per side, and we're going to go down, no modification for that. Then we're going to go down to plank jacks. Plank jacks, we're going to do 10 plank jacks, hands locked in, jumping out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Moving relatively quick on those. I would love to just get a lot of volume in this circuit, okay? Still try to challenge and go relatively heavy on the dumbbell side bend. Ladies, probably that 30 to 40 range. Guys, probably that 40 to 60 range. And then from there, the plank jacks modification to step out. So plank position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 10 total. We don't need 20 total. Somebody that's already struggling in that position, that plank position is hard, so 10 total is enough time. Same amount of time, probably even more time than the plank jacks. So from there, we're going to move on to station number 3. So we have slam balls, slam balls over here. So based on spatial side of this, you can pretty much use this whole half of the gym over here for that, or this whole quarter of a gym, or third of a gym, I guess. So over here we're going to have slams and drop squats in position, but just think about it, it doesn't have to be one spot in the corner, it can take this whole side. So in terms of that, drop squats are going to be for 10. So chest tall, coming down, dropping those feet out, and up. 10 of those. It's going to make it a little bit harder if you want to hold on to the weight. Do the same thing, a drop squat. Okay? Modification for that. I think everybody honestly can do a drop squat. I don't think there's very many people, unless they have knee issues, that can do a drop squat. So encourage drop squat. We can always modify that. You can always modify it into like a body weight squat or a weighted squat. Otherwise, with the TRX over here, oh, this is wall sits, right? Yeah, so modification on this one's actually a new one, wall sits. I've done this before. I've done this in a while. So we do TRX squats so often, I want to give a little bit of mix up. So what they'll do instead, the people that have knee issues, they'll come over, 90-degree position, and do 1, 2, they do 10 of those instead of doing the drop squat. Just for a little variation. We're going to pair that together with medicine ball slam. So on medicine ball slam, we're going to try to get nice and tall with the ball. Up, slam it down. Good squatting position, so that bottom position, we want to kind of be in that squat. Up. People you should really see not squatting are people with knee issues. If they have knee issues, they can probably have a little bit more of a hinge in that spot, and that's more just because we can get away with it a little bit more, and we have to get away with it. But ideally, you want that squat, pick that slam up from that position. Weight-wise, don't go crazy heavy. You're doing a lot of rounds of this, 10. So for most people, probably that 15 to 20 range is about the sweet spot. I can see some guys getting the 25 pounders, 30s, like they're really going to be paying for those 30s. And we do have a 35 pounder now. All right, station number 4. We're going to have a band, and then pick a line, pretty much we use this as a line here. So we're gonna start off with 10 lateral hops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, right? Right into 10 linear hops. Back for 1, 2, 3, 4, 10 linear hops. And then from there, we're gonna do 10 beta shoulder presses. 10 of those, okay? I think for ladies, red's gonna be fine. Guys, black's gonna be pretty good. They are moving through them pretty good, pretty quickly. So the shoulders might get burnt out and taxed a little bit more than you think because they're gonna move through those jumps relatively quickly on that. So just make sure that they have, if they are getting too much, just go ahead and reduce the weight a little bit. So modification for the lateral one is gonna be, or this one here is gonna be a lateral shuffle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 10 of those. We don't need to do the 10 linear shuffles, because the lateral shuffles, two-step shuffles, takes way longer than the lateral hops do. So it's totally fine for them to go straight from there, either into a banded shoulder press, or we can always do a banded face fold. So banded face fold, if you come off here, you'll probably use the red one, but the red one's here. So red one here. So what you're gonna do here, elbows wide, pulling right to the abs. You think about squeezing that upper back, right to the abs. Just a little bit different variation, since we have a chance to use something different. We have 10 of those. So you either have 10 of the linear lateral hops with a shoulder press, or you have a two-step shuffle, and then our other option is the pull aparts, or the whatever it's called. Last one, we have medicine ball good mornings, along with medicine ball reverse lunges. So medicine ball good morning, I think you can go relatively heavy on this for ladies 15 to 12, or 10 to 12 pounds, sorry, and guys probably that 14 to 30 pound range. So here, hug that ball nice and tight, drive those hips back, really drive them back in this position 10 times. Really get that hamstring lower back firing. From there, they'll keep holding on to that ball, hug it, stepping back. 1, 2, 3, just 10 total on the lunges. They don't have to go 10 per side, just 10 total on the lunges. We'll catch it as we go through the rounds. And then we'll also have a little step-up box over here too, so one of those little plastic ones, and they'll just step on top of it, so I'm going to demonstrate on this little bit higher one. But for people that have knee issues, instead of doing the lunge, they can do on a smaller box. Again, it's not going to be a big box, smaller box. We're just going to do a step-up. 1, 2. They'll probably want to do one leg at a time, just because they have a tendency to trip if they're switching legs too much. One leg at a time is totally fine with step-ups. No finisher.